Afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Oh dear, nearly didn't make it today. You know, it's another story, isn't it? But I'm here. I'm here. How are we all doing? We got I don't know if I've knocked some people off the top. Let's change that to live chat. Okay. Well, I think we had Joe up first, but something. Let's get rid of my message here. Let's remove that. Unpin it. Okay. So yeah, Joe in first by the looks of it. Then Anthony, how you doing? Thought you weren't going live today. Yeah, I thought the same. Woke up this morning with a banging headache, and I thought I'm just not going to do it today. But bit of a slow start. Got in the shower. I thought I'll have a little tinker and see how I feel. And I thought, yeah, I've made a start on this ribbon cable, so I thought I might as well. If I'm going to sit here and do it anyway, you might as well watch it with me, ain't you? That's what I thought. So yeah, went with it in the end. Rob Head, how you doing, Rob? Rob's radio this is, of course. Nick's in, Petronics. Hi, Nick. Who else we got? We got Simon's World. How you doing, Simon? And Bob. Bob Anderson's in. NFL tonight, is it? See, we don't seem to be into American football over here. I've never really watched it, to be fair. Now, I've watched some series on American football type stuff. I've gone too dark now, haven't I? Let's go a bit lighter. Yeah, I've watched it on telly occasionally, but don't really follow it. Tim's in. Hi, Tim. Dids is in. How you doing, Dids? And Benji's in. Oh, we can make a start, look, can't we then? So yeah, well, if you watched last week's episode, you'll know that we sort of traced the fault down to the ribbon cable, or flat flex cable as Sony call it. And it was actually cracked where it joined the circuit board. So I managed to sort of get it off, which was a bit scary. And I've been sort of racking my brain as the best way to get this back on and working. And I can't really think of a best way, so I've had a go. I've had a go. So this is where I am with it, look. I don't know if you can see that. I've not finished this yet, but I have, I've only got a few left to do. So I've soldered right the way along here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 left to do. 4 left to do. And what I used is some little antenna cable I got, and I've just pulled out some pieces out of it like this, as you can see on the bench there. And I'm just carefully placing those bits across the cracks now. When I've cleaned it all up and got all of the old plastic off of it, I bent it, and then 90% of these connections were cracked. 90% of them. There's only about 3 or 4 that were any good still. So it was in quite a state. I really don't know why. So this may work, and it may not. I don't know. But I'm going to solder the rest of these on. Now I'm going to have to use the microscope because it is tiny. Multi, how you doing, mate? BW Liu, welcome, but we don't, unfortunately, can't read Chinese if that's what that is. So we need a translator. Translate to English. Hang on, I've just done it. Awesome. Ah, there we go. Thank you. I hit a button there and translated it to English somehow. So yeah, I'll get the microscope across and you can see really what I'm up against. Let's just plug that in. But I've never attempted this, and I've never seen anybody else attempting it on one of these. Whether anybody else, I don't know, but I've got a battery weighing it all down. Let me see if I can get in, get it in shot a minute, and I'll show you roughly what I've done. Right, where's me microscope? You am Leviksen. Okay, hi Derek, how are you? Thanks for joining us, BW, anyway. Right. Now, it might not look pretty, but I can assure you they are all very nicely soldered across the brakes. They're all very much attached. So I've only got these last few to do. If I pull the microscope back a bit to there, you'll see, but yeah, they were all cracked right along the tape line. So you can see I've just run some solder across these. Now these last four were okay. All of these other ones are broken. So I'm just going to solder these last few in then. So I've got some flux on there, but it's a bit mucky, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So I've retinned all of the solder pads. The tricky bit, I think, is going to be attaching this to the board without all this lot becoming desoldered. So I think I'm going to have to run some UV solder mask up it to stop that happening. So I'm just going to dry that off, and then we'll get these other ones soldered on. Right, there we go. Oh, that's not a bad picture actually today. Sandra's in, Les is in. Let's hope so, Nick. Yeah, Mrs. Cruncher's not very well again, people. So Mrs. Cruncher's gone and got her cough back. Literally, she's only got rid of it about a week ago, and lo and behold, it's back with a vengeance. So yeah, she's suffering again still, which is a real shame. Okay, so the plan is, what seems to work was to put some flux down. Drop one of these. So let's do that one next, on there. And then using the smallest soldering iron tip I've got, which is very tiny, with a little bit of solder on the end of it. Just hopefully gonna, now I've done all of these this morning, and no problem. What's the betting now that I'm doing it live that they won't do as they're told? It's very difficult because this battery's in the way of what I'm doing, really. That's that one. You've been to the grandkids again. Looks like you're still there, Les. You're a glutton for punishment. Hopefully you're on the road to recovery. Yeah, I know, Joe. She's it's been her birthday this week as well. It was her birthday on Tuesday, so I've taken the week off so we could go out and about and do things. But unfortunately, we haven't really been able to do a lot because she's just been so ill. So she's not overly happy at losing a week's holiday and having her birthday feeling rough as a badger's backside. Next one. And another one. These should go on all right because they're not actually broken, these last few tracks. But the other ones I did struggle a little bit with. I thought I'd crack on and get the other ones done because I thought you're not going to want to be sat looking at this for any sort of length of time. And I'm not really going to be able to take part in a lot with me head under the microscope the whole live stream. So I thought I'd crack on and get them done once my head started getting a little bit better. So still not feeling too special, but you know, there we go. The show must go on. And there we are. So it's got to give it another really good clean up this time. Give them a good old workout, make sure that they are going to stay on. Now they're all well and truly stuck. As you can see, H. Neil, how you doing? Afternoon. 8 weeks, yeah, she's probably had it longer than that, did. Arctic Radio, how are you, mate? FRG 8800, Kenwood R2000, both faulty if you fancy a challenge. Trouble is you're outside the UK. That's not a problem, Arctic. I can certainly have a look at them for you. I get a lot of stuff in from abroad, so you don't need to worry about not being in the UK. I've got a hell of a lot of repairs in at the moment. Well, I say that I am getting through them. I've got my board up there, and it says I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in at the moment. 7 repairs in, and some of those are going to be pretty time consuming. I thought what we'd do next week, if I can get this thing fixed, is perhaps look at what I've actually got in and prepare you for the duration, because it's going to take some time. Bit of research on a couple of them. Got some very strange stuff in, so I've got some amateur radios in to have a look at from Axel. Let's clean the back of this off. Let's get you back on the main camera now. Let's turn that off because we're done with that for now. Oof. Yes, I've got a Yaesu radio in to fix, and also an AOR, but a very expensive AOR. Well, that's if it'll focus, that's looking okay now. It doesn't like this. This is the problem. It doesn't like the blue matte, the camera. It's going to focus. So how about that? That is fixed. As I say, the challenge now is working out how to make sure it doesn't come off. Now I'm thinking probably some of my nasty, gloopy, mechanic, UV cure nastiness, which I've got to clean up before I can use that. So let's get the blue mat out of the way, because I'm going to want to stick this down to the bench a minute while I'm working on it. Rob! What an entrance, mate. Thank you very much. What's wrong with them then, Arctic? So let's just give the bench a wipe down so I can stick stuff to it. There's somewhere I've got the Captain tape. So I'm going to stick this down around about here. Right, that should hold that in very nicely. The only problem I've just sussed is I do really need to heat this as well. I think I should be okay to heat it without melting my mat, because this green stuff, I'm not a fan, to be fair, but it's gonna help us in this particular setup, so to speak. Yeah, and this is where it connects to. Equally, that needs a proper cleaning off. I need to desolder that, re-tin them, and then knock the solder back off because I've got enough solder on this flat flex to connect to that. So yeah, still plenty to do. Right, so the green jollop. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick a lump of this, I don't know, stick it there, shall we? I think my problem is I haven't got a decent enough UV light to cure this that well. So I need to use something very fine. I'm just going to use the tip of my tweezers, I think. Let's clean them off. Make sure there's no... I'm going to run some down in between all of these. Now I'm going to do it under the microscope if I think I may have put it too far away for the microscope to see. I might just about be able to get at it. Hopefully that doesn't start curing it. I can just about see that through this microscope. I've stuck it too far away, really. The other problem with this, if you spread it too thick, it just will not stick. It just will not set. I mean, it sticks, but it won't set. Just really reinforcing it. Muck in that. So you can see that little mark. Oh, you can't really. Let's get you down a little bit further. I think I'm in as close as I can go, aren't I? Yeah. Let's wait for it to catch up. Yeah, there's a little tiny mark on the board where the fold line is, or where the tape line is, so to speak. The solder mask all of these off. It'll stop these bits sticking to the board then as well, hopefully. So only want the ends to stick. So there might be hope for all of us Sony users if this does work, because these radios are not getting any younger and they certainly are starting to have faults. As I say, I don't think I disturbed this cable enough to cause it to fracture, but I may have done, you know. You're bound to disturb it a little bit. Although you tend to sort of take this side of the board off and leave it be, really. You can have a look through. Can you see anything on the microscope? No, you can't. You can't see on the microscope. It's just out of frame. But I can just about see it through the edge of the microscope myself. You have to put it on my hand, unfortunately. Therapeutic, isn't it? Was they call it ASMR or something? I don't know what they call it. Nonsense. So I want to try and hold it in this position while it cures, really. I should have it really done on my blue mat for the heat resistance, but right, that's got it all covered. Just need to pull some of it off again now. So it just will not go off properly if you put it on too thick. If you can get it just right, get some heat into it, it goes off very well, actually. So this is really just giving it a little bit of extra strength. Lobby there. Yeah. Right, I think that's more than enough of the green jollop. Let's get rid of that off the bench. Right, UV lamp time. I've got 2 UV lamps. I've got that green muck all over my hands already, look. It gets everywhere, doesn't it? Ugh. Now I've got this one here. Alone Fire SV10. The thing is, there's different grades of this UV light, and I never know which one's the right one. So let's leave that on there for a minute. Where's my other one gone? There's the other one. So this one here actually came with the UV Cure solder mask, so you know that should be the dead right one, shouldn't it? Is that right? The dead right one? It doesn't sound right, does it? Let's see if I can rig something up here so we can sort of get some light on this while we're heating it, so to speak. I can't really get to, so as if I prop one up there, maybe get a bit of light to shine across. Let's get the desoldering station. We'll hit it with a bit of air to help cure it. Do not look at the light. It looks to be going hard. So there's not enough heat to melt the solder or melt my bench, luckily. So let's leave that heat off now, and let's put this one directly on top. Fire that one needs to come up about there, really. We've got that we can prop that up with. I'll probably Sean's blocks, probably. I haven't heard from Sean for a while now. About time I messaged him again, find out what he's up to. Right, I'm going to leave that now for a minute. So let's get off of that. Oh, probably wants about 10 minutes that I would think before it's good enough for what I want anyway. Stick the rest of that out of the way. Clean my hands off. So yeah, I've got this one. Hopefully I'll get this one boxed off today. Probably won't have time for it to all go back together, but we should hopefully be able to test it and make sure it's all working now. Really has been a bit of a headache trying to find out what was wrong with that. It had to be something to do with the supply going to the processor board, and that goes through that flex cable, and as I say, I should really have left it, and I'm just getting this green muck off my hands. I should really have left it and shown you how badly it was cracked, because I just thought a couple were cracked, but it wasn't. There was a lot of them cracked. It was a lot cracked. Like I say, a good 90% of them were no good. So how we doing? The reason is a UV clear. It's UV clear solder mask, Joe. So you need a UV light to actually make it go off. It's a little bit like the glue that the dentists use to glue all your crowns and that in. That's all UV cure. I don't think they glue the they do all sorts of glue in your mouth these days, don't they? But I think that's where it originated from, was the dental industry. And you can get UV cure glue now as well for hobby use. Whether it's any good or not, I've not tried it, but that's the idea. Oh, you've seen it when I did a close-up? Yeah. Yeah, the best way to see it was flexing the cable, flexing it back the other way. Of course, this made my hands go white now. I've just cleaned that isopropyl. Probably shouldn't have done that. But that's the only way I can get that green off. Yeah, literally, I had to use the highest magnification on the microscope to see the cracks. And I could have potentially soldered over some, but I don't know if any of you have tried repairing cracks on circuit boards. You'll know that if you've got a crack there, it's very difficult to get solder to flow across the crack at a decent temperature. You can do it with a lower temperature, but you don't get such a good joint then. So yeah, it's very difficult to solder over a crack. You really need something to bridge the gap with. Right. So I can get on with the cleaning up of the other board in the meantime, although that's right in my way now. Oh, he says as he knocks it. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Should just leave it. Just leave it, Graham. Let it go. Let it do its 10 minutes. So yeah, the terminals on this board need wicking off and just cleaning up a bit. Okay. Yeah, they really don't look great at all. It's really dull. The other thing I was thinking of to make it more robust is to put a little bit of rapid epoxy on it to hold the edge of the board. So I'm going to be having a go at that as well. A lot of things to think about, but you know, it's got to be done. I literally have put that right in the wrong place, but there you are. Let's zoom out a bit. Okay. Should be able to do it there without doing any damage. So I think what I'll do is I'll resolder all these first. I should be able to do it. I'm going to have to use a microscope because I've left me glasses somewhere. Yes, the pads on here are tarnished as well, and right on the edge. As I say, they're only, I can probably get you in on it. How's that? You can pretty much see that, can't you? Bizarre, how you doing, mate? So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put some fresh solder on these pads to start with. Try not to knock everything else over in the meantime. You definitely catch some corrosion on this. Yeah, some of these aren't very clean. Yeah, so there's a lot of corrosion on this, but luckily I don't need the bits back there. Well, let's get a bit of solder braid. Right, careful. Yeah, a lot of the edges of those pads are actually gone. Right, let's give this a clean up. Got some new cotton buds here. I tend to only use the Johnson baby ones because they're a lot finer, but I got these from Boots the other day. They're supposed to be baby ones, so let's see if they hold up as well as the other ones. If I can find my stuff. Hans Peter, how you doing, mate? Ryan Labs. Good to see you. Right, they look pretty good. Let's have a look under the microscope. Yeah. So you can see the back of the padlet where the corrosion was creeping in here. I mean, this end of the pad is not connected to anything, so I don't really need to worry about these. But yeah, luckily this side's all okay. It does look like the cotton buds are fine. Clean up a bit further back as well. Ben, how you doing, mate? Yeah, that's good. Flex point when installed is well past your repairs. Yes, it is, yeah. Says my idea is to put some epoxy down through here, then just clamp it together. It goes off in about 5 minutes, but that's the plan, is to just run a little bit of epoxy down through here, because my soldering is going to be on this side of the pad. That should be enough to hold it in place and stop it breaking away. Use a nice wide blade tip on the flat flex. What, to solder them, Peter? So we should hopefully now be cured down here with the UV. I don't know, it might be that I'll have to use the other I tell you, we've just got enough reach for where I've stuck it to, foolishly. Yeah, it might be that I've got to use the other UV lamp. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that second UV lamp is no good. Some of this is still not gone off. I don't like this stuff. There must be a better one. Yeah, it's gone off in places, but where it's gone on thick, it's still, it sort of like skins over, but then you can pop it. It's like a soft-centered sweet, you know? Yeah, this hasn't gone off at all up here. So yeah, that one doesn't work. This one does, but I'm going to have to go again with this one, As you can see, I don't know, it won't show up on the camera, I don't expect, but it is working. You can just about sort of see it purpley there, but it's not a great, it's not a great brightness really. So I'm giving it a bit of heat as well. Only 100 degrees. I'm sure my bench won't like it much, but it didn't burn my retinas off. Thank you, Ben and Sandra. Both at different frequencies, you think? Yeah. I mean, I did buy that one for UV curing, and it was listed as being for UV curing, but I suppose it depends what temperature or what light intensity or light temperature it wants, isn't it? Yeah, I might want some new batteries there. Let's chuck some new batteries at it as well. Let's spoil it. So it takes sort of three AAs. Oh, I've got that underneath it. I need a stronger UV light, really. Let's see if I got some. It's a shame I haven't got 3 lithiums. That would get it up it, wouldn't it? I definitely need to order some more batteries. My battery supply has dwindled to nothing. I've got no D cells. I've got a few C cells, but that's exactly the same. Oh well. So we need to leave that for a bit longer. What else can I do while I'm waiting? I can open my beer. That's a good point. I've got these from Martin still to go. This is Affligem. Says Belgique. I can't read this, but I don't know if it's Belgian or I don't know. But it's 0%, so that's what's going in. It can, if you can find me the right one, Rob. Of course you can. (9-watt) 365 Newton meter lamps are very inexpensive. 0% beer, yes. Breast protection for that is 3M polyamide. The soda mass will crack when flexed. Yeah, hopefully I'm gonna glue it before it flexes. Cheap acrylic doesn't transmit UV very well. If anyone's got any ideas for better UV light, let me know. Shortwave CB amateur radio, Hans Peter. Let's have a look, see if I can't get the front off of it though. It almost looks like the lenses are actually, it looks like the lenses are actually set in the polycarbonate. So I'm gonna have to keep that going for a bit longer. Still stick some more heat on it, I think. DJ5JI. Welcome, Hans Peter. (9 watt 360 is best for solder mask. Use 3 or 4 of them. Let's let that set there for a bit then. Let's get my beer open. Bench is a bit of a mess at the moment. Got the glass from Fat Tony. I've not seen Fat Tony in the streams for a while. I think we need a Fat Tony message. Make sure he's doing okay. I did message him back along and didn't get a reply, so hopefully he is okay. I always worry when people don't reply. Cheers, everybody. Aston, how are you doing? Oh, you did you, Aston? Yeah, it is fiddly. Out of interest, I'm going to have a look a minute on Amazon and just... Oh, let's close that. Close that, because it really takes up some... what was that Ryan was saying? Look at women's cosmetic nail polish. Curing is the same wavelength. Avoid the LEDs. Go CCFL at UV. God. Yeah, all useful info for me. I say this is not stuff that I do very often. So let's go to my Amazon orders and let's just see what the wavelength of that torch that I bought was. So here's the one I bought, look. So it's an S, so I've got 365 Newton meters, but only 5 watts. Get off. It says for resin curing, 365, I think that's what you said, wasn't it? 365 Newton meters, 9 watts. Well, this should have done it, shouldn't it, really, in theory? Let's copy that. Let's paste that into there. Paste, but let's put 9 watts in instead of 5. So got that one there. Tattoo. 30 quid. That doesn't say. 30 watt. hell. 3 watt? $30 watt? 30 watt? Yeah, I mean, that one should have worked, surely. They do a 10 watt version of the one I got. I don't know. Let's see what you say about these. Oh, none of these LED torches will be good. I need a nail lamp bulb. A nail lamp. You mean these type of tubes? I think Mrs. Cruncher's got one of these things here somewhere. Jim Gordon, how you doing, mate? Yeah, well done to Clint. It does get fairly hot, Anthony, if I leave it on. So I would need yeah, I mean, these are 365 Newton meters, if that's what it means. Yeah, I just don't know. Danish, how you doing, mate? Under the e-blanket. Yeah, I mean, this one's getting fairly... I mean, that says it's the correct frequency, though, doesn't it? Which is... It's a totally different colour light. I mean, what have I crossed the beams? Let's see what that's like, anyway. Let me see if that's made any difference. Yeah, that's all gone hard now. Okay, right. So that's got to go on there like that. Yeah, just trying to think the best way to do this. I've got to be careful because I don't want to damage all my hard work pulling this tape off. So this has got to go on here now, like that. Alright, if I can get me articulating arm to do what it's supposed to, you naughty thing. Okay. This is going to be fun because it doesn't really want to sit flat anymore because I've got these whacking great bits of copper in there. That's pretty much where it needs to be there. So let's get some more Captain tape. Actually, I want it to be back a little bit, don't I? Because I'm going to want to heat up the back a little bit better. I'm talking to myself here, don't bother me. Your call is KG7AMV. I'm M1 GRA. Mike 1 Golf Romeo Alpha. Not that I've got an antenna up at the moment. Maybe we can persuade Les to come and see me at some stage and give me a hand, and we'll get that up this summer. Right, so let's go. Don't need to see that under the microscope, really. I just need to see under the microscope to line it up. Oh. Bit there. A bit there. Right, that is nicely lined up. So now I've got the joy of trying to solder this back on. I don't know whether to go in with a big tip and try and do a few at the same time, or go with a small tip and do them one at a time. That's the thing. Ricardo, how are you, mate? You've got a Russian radio to tear down there, Ryan Labs, have you? Not Selena, is it? Selena Vega. Hang on, my stream's jittering. So I'm sort of set up over here, look, ready to go. Right, so yeah, the question is, do I use a little tiny tip and do them one at a time, or do I go in big and put a wide tip in and do a few at a time? I think the wider tip might be a better bet. Let's get that out of the way for a second. I think the wider tip might be a better bet. It's got a better surface area as well. It's got more, what do you call it, heat density? I don't know what you call it. So I want a little tiny bit of flux as it flows back into the board. Yeah, I haven't got a blade, unfortunately. Well, I have, but not a soldering one. So this is a high density tip. So in theory it should heat up nicely. Now I've got enough. I want something to just press down, really. Right, let's just see if they've stuck. Just try and lift them up. No. Let's bump this temperature up to 350. I'm going to have to come back a bit further, I think, and heat it up with a much flatter blade, otherwise they're never going to go. And this one's a bit awkward because I've got this crystal in the way. I have to come across this way with this one. Okay. Who knows? Right, I'm going to go in a lot closer with the microscope and just make sure I've got no bridges anywhere. Are they all connected? I do not know. Who knows? So let's try and ohm them out. Without destroying them. So let's do this one first. So I'm just going to get the multimeter on continuity. Let me go and get my magnifying headset a minute. Just makes it a bit easier because it is quite tiny. Oh, let's take that. Yeah. Used to on Maddie's pull because Maddie's limping. She's limping quite bad at the moment. Just trying to see if she had a thorn in her paw. But I think she's got a little bit of arthritis. Doesn't seem old enough for arthritis, but you know. Oh, I'm aching as well. Serviced our oil boiler the other day and it's been aching like mad ever since, much to Mrs. Cruncher's amusement. Oh, okay. Ooh. They're all connected. Let's try this one. Just got to bend it so as I can see both sides at once, really. Yes, success. Oh, whew. Right. That is reattached. So what I want to do is I want to try and stop them from flexing off of the repair, if you know what I mean. I'll try and stop them flexing here. So I was thinking maybe to just run a little tiny bead of epoxy. But if I get that side of it, you can just about see the green solder mask poking through there. So I was thinking to just run a little tiny bead of epoxy there. Maybe keep that Kapton tape attached on the back to give it a bit of support, and then put some Kapton tape across that side as well, just to stop it happening again in the future. But that was a success. What about that, eh? Woohoo! Awesome. Gavin, how you doing, mate? Thank you. Let's get some epoxy then and just touch a little bit down into that corner. I can't really think of anything else that would work any better. I won't use that super glue. I don't like, because that is horrible stuff. It's got its place, but not on something like this. Contact adhesive I don't think will be strong enough. So I think I'm sort of talking myself into rapid epoxy. I need some more of this stuff as well. Everything's falling on the floor as usual, including that horrible thread lock stuff. Gets everywhere, thread lock. Right, let's stick that back out of the way. Let's get a little bit of cardboard to mix this up on. This is nasty stuff as well, it gets everywhere. Just needs an equal amount of each. Can you even get this to come out? Let's give that a mix in. Because I've got it all over my hands, it wouldn't be right if I didn't. Okay, so I want to try and feed some of that in the gap. hopefully that won't stop the case going back on. So if I can prop that up on that bit of wood. Gets everywhere, epoxy. Does when I do it anyway. So I'll scrape a little bit of that off because I got too much on there. No surprise there. Bro. Let's get rid of this before I put my arm in it, which would be the next trick. Right, how long does this take to go off? Oh, okay. Handling strength occurs in 14 hours. Wow. Are we saying that's it? 14 hours it takes for that to go off. I thought it was a lot quicker than that. Clash Rock with Casper, very nice, Rich. I would have liked to go and see the Clash back in the day. Oh, struggling, my stream's struggling. Let's close stuff down. Is it Amazon that's causing it to go slow? That's better. Yeah, Amazon was... yeah, it's not that quick, is it? I thought it was 5-minute epoxy, this. It says it's rapid. A rapid epoxy. It does go off quicker than that. I've used it before, but yeah, I mean, but the way to tell really is to get the bit of paper that I've just thrown in here back out again and see how long it takes to go hard, really, isn't it? Yeah. So my chat froze up. But I'm going to put my elbow in that, aren't I? That's the only issue. "14 hours live stream." Thank you, Rob. But if you've been here earlier, you'd have known that I struggled to get on a live stream today because I got a bad head. So I don't want a long one today, really. Much as I'd like to stay with you all till the morning, I've got work tomorrow. Yeah. I don't know if a bit of heat would help this or not, but it's not very rapid, is it? I thought it was about 5%. Handling strength. Handling strength. I mean, to be fair, that is going off. 14-hour marathon. Yeah, get me recommended. The show must go on, Anthony, thank you. Yeah, that is setting. Either we're not gonna have to wait. Don't worry, don't panic. Let's put this nasty stuff out the way again. It does go off pretty quick. I don't know where it says handling strength. I suppose if you're gonna put it under a lot of pressure, then you need to leave it for longer to go off. But at the end of the day, we're just looking for something to hold that ribbon cable so it doesn't strain where I've repaired it. Because what I want to do is get it rigged up temporarily and see if my repair has cured the problem, or we've got other issues. Have we got still more issues? That's the question. Yeah, I mean that's skinned off now. I mean, that's nearly hardened. Right. So let me have a bit of a clear up here then, and then we can sort of try and get it back together, jerry rig it up, and see what happens. Ooh. Well, I don't know if you can see that or not, but this has got 3 different light settings, and I think I had it on that one, so that might be why it didn't go off quite as well as I thought. Oh well. We've got to see if this works, because this is if this works, then I should just get this back together for Rob in the week, and that will be a job done. Another one off the list. Let's get some stuff cleared up in a minute then. Sandra's off. Heat speeds it up, but also makes it runnier while hot. Might be good to put a curl in it before it hardens. Yeah, I've got the I have got the Captain tape holding it in place anyway. And at this stage, I don't think we're going to be straining it. So I don't think there's going to be any problems at the moment. So just leave that there. Probably end up gluing the battery to it. Let's get all this rubbish off the bench. There's lots of other bits to do to it, which I won't be doing today, but like the heat shield and all the rest of it. I just want to literally get it rigged up just to see if we can get it going. Now, once again, I've got to try and remember which way round these wires go. Let's get my phone back out. Yeah, this is just one that I got with an old radio I bought once. A B126 Ever Ready 90-volt battery. No longer available. Don't know where Chris is today. Right, let's find my messages. Messages? Gallery even. Get back to my photo, so it's A is orange, common's red, and B is brown. B is brown, well, that's easy enough to remember, isn't it? Whacking great soldering iron tip now, that. Of course, the red doesn't want to go where the red goes. This LED board is a real pain in the backside. It's bound to have come undone. Right, this is very, very much hanging together by a thread here, but you know, I say we roll. See if we can get these ribbon cables installed very gently. Make sure he's in properly. No, that was not in properly. Here's now. And this one. In. This is very much rigged up, this is. Put a couple bits of timber in underneath that so nothing can short. Also stops the flex from getting stretched as well. That's like that. Okay, what have we got there? We need power, so let's take the microscope out. Put that in. So there's our power supply. It's going to be really difficult to get this running, but I seem to have made it hard for myself. Just hoping that we've cured it. Right, so this should be 3 volts still. Yes, it is. Let's connect the 3 volt supply for the computer batteries. Let's connect the supply from the power supply and the speaker, because I've got the speaker disconnected. So, do you think we have cracked it? Or is it back to the drawing board? Hopefully you can see I've got it rigged up here. It's not ideal, but you know, it should be okay to test it with. Let's pop that on. Good sign, we've got our battery indicator. Now, I think this is the on switch, isn't it? Error 3, that probably means that this switch here is off. Let's pop that on. Right. We have noise. Do we have a moving dial? Yes, we do. What about that? So if you remember before, it was just cutting off, wasn't it? So light. I think my LED light's on its way out, you know, it's just not really giving us the light it would be. You can't see it very well because of the angle of the camera and everything. Right, let's pop it off again. And let's connect up an external aerial. Into the aerial socket. Now one of these is airband, one an FM, and the other one's AM. Can never remember which one's which. Well done with a case. So the very end one we need for AM. Which is this one here. Right, let's try that again.
An academic and some students volunteering, and that's it. That's all the people that are in the book, really. And they're all isolated. The mother is not especially interested in sufferance and
Radio 4.
Suffering. And the daughter is there because she's dutiful, and the father is obsessed. He's a kind of thwarted academic, and there's a lot about class in the book, and that's something that...
I'm picking up something on 252. It must be getting dark out there. I think that's, is it Algeria? Yeah, I haven't seen Aaron and I haven't seen Chris today, Chris Milkey. Fantastic with the tongue, no. Algeria. This is certainly working well, isn't it? Um, 5505. Volmat working very nice.
Looking at 9,300 feet. Temperature 7, dew point 2, QNH 1026, no sig. Paris Orly, Metroport. Paris Orly at 1600, wind 090 degrees. 7 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud 2
wow.
1,500 feet.
Thank you, Joe.
Looking at 4,500
It's all working.
feet. Temperature dew point 4, QNH 1025, no sig. Zurich Metroport. Zurich at 1550, wind calm. Okay, temperature 8, dew point 1, QNH 1026, no sig. Geneva, Metroport, Geneva at 1550.
Wow.
Automated observation.
Better try FM. 100. No aerial, but it is working. I'm sort of making an aerial for it. Airband, well, I'll check the long wire in it. I'll be amazed if it picks anything up, mind you, but just trying to see if I can get anything on airband, but that's the wrong aerial, really. Well, there you are. I can't really put it back together now because I want to let that glue set up. But that appears to be fully operational. So let me very carefully take this apart again. It's easier said than done. It's all disconnected from the power now. Well, I'm glad that I've managed to save that rather than just, you know, having to break up another radio just to fix this one. Can't get that one out now. Typical, isn't it? There we go. I'm going to take these off because I've got to route them through the other side of the case. Gonna make sure they go through that way. Otherwise I'll have all sorts of trouble trying to fix it back on. I've decided to jump off. So there you are. Just got to wait for the epoxy to go off. Although it's dry, really. It is dry, but it says 14 hours, doesn't it? So let's just leave it overnight, just for the sake of putting it back together. We know it works. which is half the problem. A success, which I did. It was touch and go whether that would work or not, but I'm really pleased that that I've managed to get that done. Yeah, Rob's asking about belts. He knows Deck Tech because he's ordered stuff before from them. You just need to put in the Google search, Rob, just put in the model name, model number, and belt, and I'm sure it'll come up with some stuff. You can buy, if they haven't got the belt, you can just measure it with a bit of cotton around the root, and then take off, I think it's 10%, isn't it? There's a company online that tells you how to measure belts. Cheers, Derek. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Nick. Builds character. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. So there you are, people. As I say, it's a short one today. I've done more than I thought I was going to get done, to be fair, because I got it back together. I've managed to solder all of that on, which is a first. I've never soldered a flex cable onto a board before, but you know, it's worked. So I know if I have a problem with that in the future, I can do it. Which is another string to the bow, so to speak, isn't it? Thanks, Ricardo. Valve time. Well, that's it for today, people. Look, we've enjoyed that. It's only been a short one, couple hours, but you know, I think it's a couple hours in at half 2 to half 4. Yeah. So all good. So hopefully Chris and Aaron are well, and I'll be on next week, and we'll have a look at my repair queue, because up there I've got a whiteboard, and every time one comes in I pop it on the whiteboard. So once I've got Rob's finished, I should get that off to him. I don't know if Rob's still with us, but hopefully he'll be pleased to know that his radio is once again working well. Cheers, Dave. It's a rear model, is it? Those Sanyos are pretty common, Rob. Derek, cheers, mate. Thanks for joining us. Cheers, Dorf. That's me done then, people. Have a good one, and I shall see you next week. I can go and have a kip in the chair now. No, I don't, Derek, because I won't sleep tonight, else. Sleeping seems to be an issue at the moment. So anyway, cheers. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next week. Bye for now.